This is the 2025 Acura MDX. Our test vehicle is a Type S, and this is the best-selling vehicle in the Acura lineup, and it's also the best luxury three-row SUV available on the market today. There are some changes for 2025, and we'll talk about some of the other trim levels as well, but this is our test vehicle. All MDXs receive a new aggressive front-end styling that also includes the front fascia. You'll also note on the Type S grille, there is no longer a chrome surround, and it looks more sportier this way. LED headlights and taillights are standard, and new darker headlights and taillights are also part of the upgrade. The A-Spec has blacked out exterior treatment, while the Type S has a more aggressive front fascia, open surface grille mesh, rear diffuser, and dual exhaust. The Acura MDX rides on 20-inch alloy wheels, but our test vehicle is a Type S, and those all get 21-inch alloy wheels as well as red Brembo brake, riding on an all-season Continental tire. The Type S logo is not only on the front, but it's also on the side of the vehicle. Our Type S vehicle has black trim all around the windows, which makes this a sportier looking vehicle that includes black roof rails and some black details down below. This vehicle weighs about 4,800 pounds and has a 4-year 50,000 mile warranty, but it does include scheduled maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles. That's across the Honda lineup as well as the Acura lineup, which will save you a few dollars. Coming around to the back, you've got that upper wing, which is in black, the wiper blade, which is here, and everyone who knows me knows I'm gonna say I wish it was tucked up underneath, because this wiper blade will get total abuse going through car washes, ice scrapers, and everything else, and they're expensive. Hopefully in the future, Acura will know that and tuck it up underneath. Acura logo here, Type S there, MDX here, as well as the all-wheel drive, and huge dual exhaust pipes, really nice. A nice rear diffuser as well. I like what they did with the back of this vehicle. It looks really good. While we're back here, let's take a look at cargo space. 16 cubic feet of storage behind the third row. Fold them all down, you're up to 39 cubic feet of storage. Underneath this panel here, you have some nice storage. Really good if you're going camping or you're going hiking or you don't want to carry something valuable with you. You can leave it underneath here for protection. There's a power outlet as well as bag carriers here, and the seats fold down pretty easily. Pretty simple, fold them down and we'll bring them up, and we're gonna go inside in just a second and I'll show you how tight the third row is. It's really designed for kids. There is no spare tire on the MDX, although there is space for it underneath, but it has to do with weight. The heavier the vehicle gets, the worse fuel economy it gets, so that's why you may not see spare tires any longer. You're gonna see a lot of tire inflation kits. The Acura MDX has quilted and perforated leather seats with non-slip faux suede on the bolsters. I do like the dark blue with the black. Very classy, very sporty, especially with this gray exterior. Both front seats are heated and ventilated, and they also have an automatic mode. So if you're in between in the fall or the spring, you just set it to automatic and it'll heat up or cool off to your liking. 16-way adjustable seats, which does include lumbar, and a 9-mode massaging front seats. Coming into the second row, there is manual sunshades, which is really important. If driving down the highway, you got little ones back here, they'll really appreciate it. There is pockets behind each of the seats. Behind the center console is a very nice climate control with 3-stage heated seats in the second row. There's no ventilated. However, there are vents. There are 2 USB-C charge ports, as well as a lighter outlet here, which is something that the kids will want if they're charging something. In addition, this center section, this center seating comes out, and that's really nice if you want that pass-through. Maybe you've got 2 kids on the outboard seating for those child safety seats and maybe 2 in the back. This is really nice for little ones to be able to crawl in back without having to put the seat forward, especially if you've got babies here. It just makes it more challenging. They really thought about the usage on something like this. Pull this lever and this whole center section comes down where a person could sit. So you could fit 3 across the center. You've got nice storage here as well as cup holders. And again, this is removable. And a lot of the competitors don't offer that. And I think that is a really smart thing to have, especially if you've got 2 on the outboard, like I said, that want to just crawl up the middle. In addition, there's a gigantic glass roof, which has a nice shade over it, so you don't have to let the sun in if you don't want to. Overall, the seating back here is really nice and bolstered, which is not typical on a second row. So they've done a nice job, as well as that Bang & Olufsen audio system, which is right here in the doors, gives you premium audio around the whole vehicle. 31 speakers on the Type S. Access to the third row is as easy as pressing that button, and now you can get into the back seat. For getting out of the third row, that same button is right here behind the seat so that you can get out easily. And there's tethers, of course, for all of those child safety seats. Crawling into the third row, well, It's kind of tight. It's great for children. I'm 5'8". There's a pretty good amount of headroom. There's audio systems back here. It's pretty basic. There's 2 cup holders. There's a USB-A charger and a USB-A charger here. You can use this center area as well. But overall, this is great for little kids or a very quick trip to a restaurant. I would not want to go on a long road trip in the 3rd row, especially if you're tall. Then you probably want that 2nd row. But if you don't want to use the 3rd row at all, unless you're really in need, fold the seats down, you got tons of storage for all your road trips. Under the hood, there are 2 engine options. The 3.5-liter, 290 horse, 267 pound-feet of torque base engine, which does a 0 to 60 time of 6.4 seconds. Fuel economy, 19 miles to the gallon in the city and 26 on the highway. Or our test vehicle, which is the Type S, which has a 2-liter V6 engine, 355 horsepower, 354 pound-feet of torque. It does add an additional drive mode of Sport Plus. It gets 19 miles to the gallon combined for fuel economy, 0 to 60 time of 5.5 seconds, and both engines are backed by a 10-speed automatic transmission. Front-wheel drive is standard on the base MDX and the tech package, and the rest come all-wheel drive only. You will not have a choice on that. 20-inch wheels on the base model, 21-inch wheels on our Type S, which I think look really nice with those red Brembo brakes. So we're going to change drive modes. There's a Sport Plus, there's a normal, comfort, snow, and there's a lift if you're doing off-road or you need to have it lifted for some reason. To go to Sport Plus, turn and hold. Everything changes. The gauges get more aggressive because that looks pretty cool. And they've done a nice job with making everything really easy to use. No satellite radio is on our test vehicle, so I have to use Apple CarPlay. And for navigation system, again, I'm going to use my Apple CarPlay. Take a look at some of the additional technology that's in this car. The first thing you're going to notice when you get in this vehicle is the 12.3-inch touchscreen with Google built in. Now, the screen has moved over about 4 inches, so it's closer to the driver. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto is standard. It's wireless, or you can plug it in. And the MDX with the technology package includes new Bang & Olufsen luxury audio system. Now, the Type S, which we're test driving, comes standard with 31 speakers for Bang & Olufsen luxury auto, redesigned center console with a wireless charger on your left, cup holders on your right, and additional storage, and of course in a glove box. You'll also notice wider accessory pockets in the door and up to 8 USB-C charge ports. All right, now back to the vehicle itself. It has a 5-star crash test rating, which is the top National Highway Traffic Safety Administration rating. So that is why this vehicle sells really well. It has top safety pick. Now, it has a lot of safety features on here. I am not a fan of most of the nannies personally. A lot of people like the lane departure warning and the lane assist to keep you in the lane. For me, well, I don't know. I just find it to be too much. I don't need that much assistance. I pay attention to the road. I have my hands on the wheel, and that's pretty normal when it comes to these vehicles. However, it's all about luxury. It's all about safety. This is a family vehicle. I am in the Sport Plus mode, by the way. Sounds good. Active sound canceling. So you do have insulated windows. It's really quiet in this car, which is great for having conversations with your family or whoever you're going with. You can also go to the individual mode and make some changes if you want a softer ride, but a more aggressive pedal or whatever you want, which is why they call it individual. As far as the vehicle itself, everything is really nicely done. Nice soft materials with real stitching. Some gloss black, not a fan of the gloss black because it's fingerprints. This is wood. It appears to be real wood, although these days it could be a picture of wood, but in this case it appears to be a wood veneer, which is a very thin layer of wood. But overall, the interior is nice and clean. I really like the colors that are in here, the blue and the black, very classy. The steering wheel is a flat bottom steering wheel. It is heated, and if you've driven an Acura in the past, everything's really easy to use. It's right here. There's paddle shifters, which you'll probably never use. I guess they put them on to make you feel like you're driving something sporty because this is a Type S. In addition, what's really important when you're sitting in this seat is you can adjust it. Big pieces of glass out the back. There is no camera out the back. You can see it just does this. Normal, regular camera. I wish it was a backup camera, like an actual camera. Some people don't like them. I love them. So it depends. Some people on our team really hate them. So again, it depends what you're looking at. Sills are nice, soft touch. I mean, they've done a nice job making this vehicle just even more modern and still having that sporty touch. And the competitors have stepped up their game as well. And when you're looking at brands like Genesis and Lexus, their new GX, you know they've all stepped up their game to get a piece of this marketplace because it's so difficult to access this marketplace, because once you're buying that brand, typically you're very loyal to that brand. Leaves are changing here in Western New York, which means we have some beautiful trees. So I'll just take this little low-key drive here. But while we're doing this, you can see this vehicle is really easy to drive. The controls are here. They're not difficult to understand, and I think that's also extremely important. So when you go into reverse, you have a full backup camera. It is crystal clear, even with the sun. See, it's telling me cross traffic alert. Rear cross traffic alert is showing me there's someone there. That's one of the safety features that are standard on this vehicle, a full load of standard safety. Now, the suspension hasn't changed as far as the front. There is active dampeners in this system, so you're gonna get a really nice, comfortable ride. It's not over the top. I'm gonna go down from the Sport Plus mode to the Sport mode just to keep it nice and comfortable. Brakes are nice and firm. They're Brembos. What would you expect? Everybody's got Brembos on their car. It's like Brembo made a deal with every luxury line. Good for them, because they actually make really nice brakes. They're on my race car as well. As far as driving this car and the overall experience, I can see why people like this car. It's very confidence building. You have good visibility. It's got everything you need. You can see past the third row headrests. A little difficult because obviously that you want them down if there's no one back there. But overall, it has every single thing you'd want. I just wish that this test vehicle, and maybe it's not available, I'll have to do some research with Acura, had all of the things that I'm used to getting and you're used to getting in a car. I want satellite radio, I want navigation, and if by chance that satellite radio navigation is extra, I don't want to have to start paying for additional subscriptions if it's not needed, especially for navigation. I know that all the brands are very aware of that. So one of the competitors we'll be talking about competitor list at the end is the BMW X5, which is right in front of me. Too bad I can't get them to do a drag race. That could be interesting. But overall, this vehicle is really easy to drive. And if you're thinking about buying a 3-row SUV that's in the luxury lineup, definitely add the Acura MDX to your list. Listen to that. That's just in sport mode. And the base level has sport mode. You get the Sport Plus, which is an additional drive mode that only comes on the Type S. I like it. I think they did a nice job. Not that I expected anything less. Acura and Honda have really come on strong. Not that they weren't to begin with, but they're coming on even stronger to take a piece of that German marketplace. Much like Genesis, everybody wants the luxury line. There are some pros and cons to the Acura MDX. First off, I love what it looks like. I understand why this vehicle is a best-selling vehicle because it literally offers everything that you're going to want, and that includes the massaging seats, the easy-to-use technology. Everything in this car is very intuitive. You're not going to get in it and be confused on how things work, and that's what Acura has done to make this the best-selling luxury 3-row SUV in the category. In addition, the seats are very comfortable. I wish they had full leather across. On the negative side, the third row is kind of tight, but that's probably true with all the vehicles in this category. Let's take a look at the competitors list, which includes the Genesis GV80, the Mercedes-Benz GLC, Volvo XC90, Porsche Cayenne, BMW X5, the Audi Q7, and the Lexus GX. And we've reviewed all of them in our channel. That'll be listed down below with links to those reviews so you can do all your homework in one place. Now let's get to the pricing, and this is where it's quite a wide spectrum. The base entry-level MDX is $50,900. If you want to add that tech package, which I'd recommend, $56,300. The A-Spec, which is one of my favorites, that means you're going to get the more sportier features, that's $61,500. The MDX Advanced package is at $66,000. The MDX A-Spec Advanced is combining all these packages. I think there's way too many levels. You're at $68,000, and our test vehicle came in at $74,950, essentially $75,000. There's a lot of cars in that category. I highly recommend that you test drive all the vehicles before you make your final decision. But if you have any additional questions about the MDX Type S or any of the MDX lineup, put them down in the comments below. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. If you got value from this video, please like and subscribe. If you'd like to support our channel, you can buy me a cup of coffee. The link for that is in the description, plus all the links for ways to reach me, social media, the book, the podcast, all that good stuff. I'm Lauren Fix. Thanks so much for watching.